You know, since making this channel, there's one device that I've always kind of just been like really infatuated by. It's also just been like the single most popular device that I actually cover on this channel. And it's this, the S25 Ultra. Okay, well, it's not actually the S25 Ultra specifically, but it's the Ultra line of Samsung devices. And this is the new one. So I was pretty lucky, and to be honest, very thankful, because I actually got to attend the Samsung Unpacked event for the very first time, and I got to hang out with a lot of creators and just make a bunch of new friendships. Like last week, I went down to Toronto to get hands-on with the S25 series, and there's some really cool stuff that I want to show you all, like the S25 and S25 Plus, especially that new coral color and some really exciting new features. And there's also some things that Samsung's done in the lineup, which I really want to talk to you all about, that, you know what, actually makes me kind of just want to stay on the S25 Ultra this year. Okay, so here's the thing. There's 3 new devices this year, like always. There's the S25, the S25 Plus, and the S25 Ultra. Now, obviously, I am going to be using the S25 Ultra, but both the base S25 and S25 Plus look really exciting. And look, I don't want to take up too much of your time in this video about those devices specifically, as I do want to cover mostly just the Ultra. So there will be a separate video for sure, and just go ahead and get subscribed and turn on the post notifications. And also, while you're there, just leave a like on the video, because it really does help out the channel a lot. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers, which is just insane, and I really can't thank you all enough for the support. But yeah, let's start off with the basics, because there's quite a handful of new colors. There's Silver Shadow, Navy, Icy Blue, and I actually really like the Mint. It's kind of this soft green that looks really muted. Now, I don't have official names since the Unpacked event hasn't even happened yet, at least while I'm making this video, but I did get to take a look at the new online exclusive colors, and there's one that really sticks out. I think it's called Coral. In certain lights, it's a very vibrant hot pink, but it also turns into like this deep red and orange color, and depending on the angle, it looks really cool. I think it's by far just like the most interesting out of the entire lineup, and it's the most recognizable. And honestly, I'm just down for these like really fun, cool colors, even if I'm not necessarily interested in picking that specific device. Both the S25 and S25 Plus are rocking 12 gigs of RAM across all storage options, including the Ultra. The S25 has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, whereas the S25 Plus has a 4,900 milliamp hour battery. And while they're like the same class of device, the S25 Plus actually does have faster charging at 45 watts versus the 25 on the S25, and the Ultra does share that 45 watt charging with the S25 Plus. So look, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get much footage of these devices because my excitement leaned way more toward the Ultra, and like I didn't get to spend like a billion hours with these phones. We had like a limited time at the capture event, so I just wanted to make sure that the footage that I got and the stuff that I'm telling you is about the device that you're probably gonna want to know about the most. However, what I will tell you is that the S25 and the S25 Plus are very similar to what you've seen before, which is a good thing. I actually really liked the S25 when I reviewed the S24. It's very familiar, it's really nice, and I think as just like a go-to device, it's a very easy recommendation. So yeah, I mean, like, let's just move on to the Ultra though. I think at a glance, we need to look at the design changes first, and gone are the ridiculously sharp pointed corners and the super square, uncomfortable design. Not that I personally had an issue with it, but I do know that it was a pretty large pain point for a while on the Ultra to many of you. Now, I like this approach. The edges are round, it sits in the palm of my hand much more easily, and although this might just seem like an aesthetic change, this is something that you're going to be using day in and out for at least a couple of years, so this is a nice quality of life improvement. And now, thankfully, Samsung is still using titanium on the Ultra. Titanium is like super strong. It's definitely way more comforting in a device that I'm going to be using daily, because I'm a very clumsy person. Like, I've already put a bunch of dents and dings into my iPhone, and I can't imagine taking around a phone that's aluminum with how I decide to live, without a case and kind of just carefree. So there's titanium black, titanium gray, titanium white silver, and titanium silver blue. And I'm actually a fan of like these grayish tones, but I do kind of wish we had something with a little more pop. But I will say the online exclusive colors are actually pretty cool. Like, there's this all matte black version of the S25 Ultra, which looks absolutely insane. Like, the side rails being black just make the phone look very, like, I don't know, kind of like a Darth Vader phone. Like it's so weird because I'm so used to having side rails be like either glossy or like a different color. So having like an all black S25 Ultra is actually kind of sick. Though I do honestly have my eye on the white silver. It's just a super clean phone, and after owning like the violet S24 Ultra and a pink Pixel and the desert titanium iPhone, I'm actually just kind of looking forward to like a simple approach. Now there's a 256, 512 and 1TB version, at least with my current spec sheet, and I'll drop a pinned comment down below if anything that I'm saying changes, because we have a very limited amount of information on these devices currently, and so when the Unpacked event comes out and everything is actually public, there will be more. So just check down there in case there's something that needs to be changed or that I missed. On the front of the phone though, there's a massive 6.9-inch QHD Plus dynamic AMOLED 2X display, which looks really good. I've always been like a huge fan of Samsung displays. I think the colors are super pleasing to the eye. The resolution is just insane, as well as the brightness. And shooting inside of this very harshly lit, bright studio that Samsung set up for us, yes, I did notice the anti-reflective coating, and I'm just so thankful that this is something that's still on the device. I truly believe that this is like the most underrated feature that Samsung's ever included, and I just can't wait to go back to a phone that has this, because it, one, not only makes the phone look better when outdoors, but it's also way easier to film, which is something that like you guys probably don't think about. But yeah, like reflections and stuff, it's super difficult and challenging to record on these devices. It also does have the same charging speeds as the S25 Plus, which is 45 watts like I mentioned. Though I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised to see that the battery itself hasn't changed, because it's been a very long time and we're still at 5,000 milliamp hours. Though under the hood, there is the new Snapdragon 8 Gen Elite on all of these devices. So I am expecting to see kind of, efficiency improvements and stuff like that. And I do think the battery life on the Ultra is going to be better than last year's, because of this alone. So in the real world, yes, despite it not having a larger battery, I do think the S25 Ultra is going to have better battery performance, which is all I care about at the end of the day. It's not the size, it's how it gets used. Though I don't want to make any assumptions, so if the battery turns out to be absolutely terrible, you can come back here and flame me. Now, I do feel like there's one standout feature on the S25 Ultra that has kind of stole the show for me, and that it now finally has log video recording capabilities. Actually, let me just take that back for a second. It's on every single S25 phone. You can also record log in up to 8K 30 or 4K 120 frames per second, which is absolutely wild. Now, I did record some test footage for you guys in 4K 30, and I actually think it looks really good. I do need some more time to play around with it for myself in more environments that are more favorable to the sensors and not in this kind of dim, artificially lit studio, but I am super thankful that this exists. Finally. I know like not everyone cares about log, and this is something that not even 99% of people who are buying this phone are going to use, but for that 1%, this is a really big change. And not only that, but as a creator, it finally allows me to kind of just go away from the iPhone for these video recording capabilities specifically. Like being able to shoot 10-bit 422 and have a great looking image on a phone is nice, and I'm just super excited for it. Like here in North America, the only device that can do that is the iPhone, so I'm super excited that Samsung finally added this and that there is this now competition between these two, and there is some feature parity. Now, the S25 Ultra did also bring in a 50 megapixel ultra wide, another thing that I think creators and everyone is just gonna love. So you might hear a lot about camera improvements this year from all of these videos that you're watching, because I think it's got our minds running circles about how we can actually utilize these devices now. But like I said, when it comes to the actual camera performance and the image tests and stuff, I want to wait until I have my own device in my pocket, just so that I can give you guys like a better understanding of how it works in more situations. We are getting the phones tomorrow, which is when the Unpacked event is happening, but we're going to be hopping on a plane, and we don't really have the ability to like go out in San Jose and actually test everything and make a banger video for you guys. So just expect that in the next few days when I actually make it home. But yeah, there's also false color for video, and there's zebras for your exposure, and I'm quite stoked. Now the Ultra is a touch lighter too. It's 218 grams versus 233, and although it's a small difference, I was actually really shocked when I picked it up the first time, because before even turning on the display, I was actually kind of wondering if it was a dummy unit. That's how light it felt in my hand. I also think there's some cool features inside of One UI 7 and some Galaxy AI things that are coming that are going to be really genuinely useful like the Now bar. It can show things like Bixby, alarms, timers, maps, Samsung Health, notes, voice recorder, and so much more. And of course, this is something that is going to be like opened up to app developers, so you'll see live status updates from things like Uber and whatnot. I actually really like this a lot because Dynamic Island is a feature on iPhone that I appreciate for this type of thing, but it's not large. You don't get a lot of space to actually get information that's very usable, whereas on the Samsung Now, I feel like it's actually going to be a much more useful feature. There's also this thing called Now Brief, which can give you some info about your day and show things like traffic or upcoming scheduled tasks. But unfortunately, because this is all stuff that comes with learned usage patterns, the demo devices were not really able to give us much insight. However, this is actually genius, and I need this now because this will help me a lot when it comes to scheduling my day. Having a place to check daily that can just kind of keep me updated and organized without needing to download any external applications or do any actual work to get it up and running is something that I actually look forward to, and I like this feature a lot. Now, as for like the daunting thing that everyone is scared to hear, the price. They are, at least the Ultra is expensive, at least here in Canada. Like, I don't have the pricing for you US folks yet, but here in Canada it does start at $19, which is almost $120 more expensive than the S24 Ultra. Now keep in mind there's things like, you know, the fact that our dollar is absolutely gone right now, and there's like tariffs and stuff like that, but it's almost $2,000, and that is the starting price for the S25 Ultra. As for the S25 and S25 Plus, they start at $1198.99 and $1438.99 respectively here in Canada. That being said though, out of these three devices, is there one here that you do plan on getting, or are you getting? Are you already pre-ordering it? And what device do you like the most? So let me know in the comments down below what you think about the S25 lineup, and yeah, I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. By the way, before you go, a like and a sub to the channel is always appreciated. I came all the way down here making this video in a hotel room, and I'm really just trying to like get it up for you guys so that there's something that you can watch from me during this period. But yeah, if you watched all the way through, dropping a alligator emoji in the comments down below, it will help a lot, and it'll also show me who the real ones are and who's actually stayed for the entirety of this video. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.